Okay. So just relax and feel as receptive as possible. Thinking about sitting back and listening maybe to a story or like watching a movie where you can sit there and you can watch all of these different things going on in the movie. And you're like, this is a movie. This is okay. I can watch this. It's not real. It's not real. And that's something where we have to keep reminding ourselves that all of the drama that is going on here is not real. What is real is our connection. That is what is real. What is real is the God energy within us. But yet in this divine play and drama, we all have parts to perform and play. But we have to keep pulling ourselves back and reminding ourselves that, this is not truth. This will all shift and change and dissolve. And what is real is our God connection, right? And you have to keep reminding yourself that over and over. And think about that as we go through this next period about, oh, wait a minute, this is the play. And the play has gotten pretty intense. And I know that God the Father first would like to speak with you today. And that's the one that, when the Mother, Father, God talks, it brings up the emotion because you feel the energy of that. And remember that we've all come from Source, which means as soon as you take your energy out of Source, even just a very tiny bit, you become individualized, right? And that's, of course, how the souls have come forward. Well, Source God energy can do the same, can manifest as Father God, can manifest as Mother God, because it has all of that within it, the masculine, the feminine, the creator, the nurturer, the destroyer, all of that is within. And so when we channel, I'm saying we because I guess I can't do it, so they're kind of... the other me's are going to help, which I always think is fun. Okay, but it's so much easier when you get yourself out of the way. So that means that when they want to talk from that level, when God wants to talk from that level, it can become that energy of Father God. Okay, so you guys just take a couple deep breaths and really connect with God's energy. And there is no way that you can allow all of God's energy in. It is far too vast. But what is really helpful is to connect with God's energy and allow as much in as possible and allow more of God's energy to overshadow you, to just wash over you. And then you will feel very safe and secure. Throughout the ages, my prophets have heard my voice and spoken my words. And often it was very difficult for them, for it was hard for others to receive my messages. And today is one of those days. I did not feel it was fair to make Archangel Michael or Ashtar or Mother Mary or any of my other beloved messengers speak for me today, or your beloved Sananda. And yet, They will speak later, but I felt I needed to be here with you first, to remind you that I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten about you. I have not abandoned you. I listen and hear everything you say to me. I know what your heart is desiring. I know how difficult your journeys have been. Your voice has not fallen on deaf ears. If I could give you an overview, if I could pull you up and expand your consciousness so you could see what truly is transpiring on your planet, it would help you understand why not all of your desires have yet been met. For so long you have been hearing the prophets say that I have a plan, and my plan had not yet been implemented on the earth plane. I am here today to tell you that yes, it is time, it is now that I play out my hand that has been so carefully planned, shifted many, many times. So many times that some of you have given up believing that there is a plan for your salvation, for your rescue, for your survival, for you and your planet, your dear Mother Earth. And why so many shifts and changes? Simply because the minds of men have been so busy creating alternatives to the higher energy. Alternatives meaning every time energy has been sent in the form of inspiration, thought forms, to activate your minds and souls, to help you remember that you are of my essence, and you have been encoded in very unique and specific ways to participate during this time of transition. You think of this very specific ways. And yet, as you start to resonate with my energy to awaken your purposes, your specific codes within, dark force, which I remind you again has been created by the minds of men. Dark force has created so many illusions, strongly held illusions to make you feel it is impossible to truly manifest who you are in this world today. They have worked diligently night and day for centuries, thousands of years, eons of time. And I realize, because of all of the very loyal messengers who have been working with all of the many, many forces of light, we understand what has occurred, and we have been very secretly creating the solutions, very secretly, which means not one person on earth in physical body knows my plan. Not one. And the reason for this is that dark force are always there reading your energy, scanning you over and over and over for information. And when they find some useful information about a plan, they right away create the obstacles, the counter to that plan. I have to tell you that we have thrown out as decoys many plans just to throw them off the track. But as we have done this, and then you have not seen what you thought was my plan come into fruition, you have lost faith in me. You have lost faith that I am working with you. And that means that for a long period of time, you have had to just trust that blind faith that is so difficult for many and is also not respected on your planet. Blind faith is considered naivety. You are naive to have blind faith. I am talking of blind faith with connection, so that no matter what you see with your physical eyes, what you see with your intuition, no matter what it looks like, you know that I am with you and there is a true plan. Even though some of what will occur as my plan is implemented will be very difficult for you to see, to be a part of, I want you to know that the end result is your union with me. Your shifting into a being of light that can support my energy in ways that will be truly miraculous. Think about this. It isn't about the reward. It is about this is your birthright. This is who you are. And with everything that has been done to you over the course of your existence, you have lost so much ability that you have forgotten it truly is your birthright. I, your Father, your Creator, have infinite love for you, infinite love and compassion for your journeys. There have been times where you have moved away from me, and I do not judge you for that. I understand the allure of the dark. I understand the illusion and loss of consciousness. I understand all of it. And now it is time to break that illusion, so you once again have the consciousness to know, to remember, and to implement all of your soul. Implement everything your soul carries. And this will not happen unless you are prepared, unless you can hold strong to your connection. I have asked many in spirit to draw as close to you as possible to help hold you up during your times of weakness, for they will occur, and yet you will feel almost physical hands reaching down, acting as a bridge to hold you, to keep you connected to my energy, my light. There is so much that is here for you today. I am going to allow the messengers to bring through specific information for you. And your mother, Divine Mother, will speak to you when they are through. The first being who would like to speak is Ashtar. Ashtar is really the commander of all of the galactic forces. And they aren't just working with our planet and humanity, they are working with many. And so it is a privilege and an honor when he comes forward not just sending a messenger, as often is the case. They will send messengers to deliver their messages, just like we have channels to deliver messages. Higher beings will send their channels to deliver messages. But today, Ashtar himself is coming forward. Along with my messages, you will experience activations of your star seed natures. Many of the codes that you carry will be activated. For you truly are one of us. You have come to this planet so long ago to help, and it has taken so long to reach this point. You have allowed interference to understand the interference. You have worked with us out of body to create solutions to all of the interference that has been placed within the physical forms and within your earth. This has been very difficult for you, for it is like being dropped on a strange planet where you do not fit in. And yet, throughout the course of many lifetimes, you try to fit in and lose much of your original awareness of your starseed nature. The activations that we have for you are becoming increasingly stronger. And as they reach you, as they pulse within you, it is creating conflict within these human parts, I will say, that you have adopted to be in physical form. It has become uncomfortable for you here. And the feeling of not fitting in has increased. Do not fight this feeling, for it is of utmost importance that you allow the activations to continue. For it is these activations that will allow you to move through the earth plane and stay safe, protected, and also out of the vibration of fear. Think of this. Feel this now, how when you connect with your starseed nature, you do not feel trauma, you do not feel pain, you do not feel heartache, you do not feel fear. It is not that we want you to turn into robots, For your heart has compassion, has love, but you must be able to sustain the separateness from the pain. And this is how it is done. If you fall into pain, if you identify with suffering, it will be very difficult for you not to get lost in the waves of this type of vibration that is already moving through your planet. I am stressing to you the best I can how important this is, or you will fall into that sea of misery, of hopelessness, and then you will be of no use to help pull humanity out. You will be of no use. This is not the end of your world. It is a beginning, a shifting over of power. I want to explain to you what is coming your way so you may be prepared. And know, just as God the Father spoke, you will not be given the plan. You will be activated for your piece of the plan as needed. As needed. First of all, there is just as much misinformation coming through your channels as there is truth. And this is not necessarily even intentional, but it is where they are tuning in. And as was said, there are different plans that have been put in place and truly discarded for another plan, and yet many are still connecting into the old thought forms of the old plans. And so this is why you are asked always to sit with your information, to allow your high self and your galactic families to help you decipher and know what is truth and what is old information. Old information. So, at this time, I ask you to open anew, letting go of your old filters, and again, be the witness, staying aware, an influx of God's light is heading for your planet. A tremendous influx of energy that is known it is known that it is coming. And there has been much to do to try to stop it, because this is the influx of energy that is going to impact the breaking up of the old structures, of the dark force holds. Because it is known, the energy of the satellites, the dark force frequencies that are sent to you, have been intensified, trying to create a strong enough negative vibration to stop this impact of God energy. Everything has been amplified on your planet. All the dials have been turned up and are continually being turned up to maximum capacity. What that means is that it is more difficult to even hold a high thought, because the vibrations and frequencies are so destructive. So destructive. The first goal of this turning up is to stop this light energy. And I can confidently tell you it will not work. It will not work. And yet, the dark will not let go without a fight. And this is why it has been so difficult for us to lay the groundwork within your earth for the shifting that she is about to do. It has been very difficult, and we have asked you to participate over and over again, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously, to help us open areas of importance, to help us open portals. So when this energy hits, it will be able to go deep without totally destroying your mother's crust. Openings needed to be created. Otherwise, the impact of the energy would be devastating. There is, and I digress to help you understand, because we are always attuning to your minds and seeing what you can understand and where you struggle. So often, we have heard from you. When is this going to happen? When is the earth going to shift? When will the suffering stop? You must understand that the earth has had to go through her process of release and shift and integrating new, just as your physical bodies have been doing, especially this lifetime. The stages have been set over many lifetimes. It has been told to you in the past that you have prepared certain areas of the earth that now you are drawn to help activate the grids that had been carefully laid within. But to get to those grids, there now has so much dark has covered them up, hidden them, that there has had to be some very intense work to create openings, portals, to reach them. And still, this is just the beginning of the shifting for your mother. When Father says, I am ready to implement my plan, and I will take this responsibility of interpreting that, he is saying that I am taking back the earth. The power will shift, but it will look very difficult as we methodically activate the grids in different areas of your earth, which will vibrate out all of those old dark energy holds, so we can replenish your earth. Hear me say this. We will replenish her, but it will take some time. You have heard spoken of how so many souls could be lost in this process. And yet, you want us to hurry? Understand what has been set for the souls to keep them safe is still being worked with. And yet, the energy, the impact grows near. The closer it gets, the more turned up the frequencies are. And they are causing already some real damage to physical bodies as well as minds of men. They are disrupting so much. And I am going to allow Master Arcadus to come forward and speak with you about this piece. I will stay close, as all of your galactic families are. The frequencies on your planet have destroyed much of your DNA. They have destroyed a lot of the work that had been done in the past, wiped out clean. And this has been going on for lifetimes. where we have worked with you to rebuild, and they have wiped out so much, just like erased so much of what has been done. It has been such a struggle to keep trying, to keep working with this process, to keep finding new ways of implementing the healing that you all need. It is not hopeless, for great strides have been made. And part of what has truly helped is your permanent protections. And I want to thank you for working with this permanent protection that we have called the Krista energy, because it is what has allowed you to protect against the onslaught that has destroyed your progress over and over and over. I ask you to continue working with your protection whenever you feel weak, for the shifting now will accelerate as the activations, as Ashtar was speaking of, accelerate. There is much we want to integrate into you at just the right time. Just the right time to make it as easy as possible to assimilate, and yet to have rapid healing and results. Within your DNA, we have hidden seeds. And as some of you have received these seeds through your healing, through your coming to receive in different ways, we have hidden these seeds within you so they are there and protected and will activate at just the right time. The right time is the implication, that's wrong. Try again, Arcadis. The right time is when God implements His plan. With the impact of His energy, it will unleash these seeds that will immediately take hold quickly within your DNA. The seeds are that important to your success in becoming a true carrier of Christ light. Rapid healing, spirals, spinning, creating, weaving, and consciousness shifting at an incredibly fast rate. Does that not sound worth working for? Where again, you become a super being, one that is unaffected by lower energies, by dark force. It is like ants brushing them away. They cannot hurt you. As large as they have been, as small as they will become to you. nothing but a minor annoyance. But to the rest of humanity, they will seem larger than life. For their blinders will be released with the breaking up of the dark force grids, sending all of that frequency. The illusion will be broken, and they will see what is within them, what is within others. The impact is not going to wash away all dark force energy. It will break the hold that is keeping you sick and in illusion and keeping you from shifting in the way that is needed and your earth. So for you, as these seeds break open and take hold quickly, dark force becomes almost non-existent except for your memory and understanding that they exist and are now preying on those that have awakened. Preying on those that have awakened. Right now they are holding them. Holding them, yes, siphoning essence, for they only exist if they feed off of others. That is the only way they exist. And when the fear strikes, as the vision opens, can you imagine what will be going on your planet? And this is why you are prepared to help. To help. But most of your helping will occur after the mass cleansing of your planet. The help that is needed the most now is to protect souls and help them to a safe place. Help them leave their bodies if they need to leave their bodies. Help direct them to a safe place that has been prepared and protected. And also help them come to the places where those who are truly deserving and have roles to play, have purposes in the restoring of the earth, of the healing of humanity. Help them find the places where, once the openings are secure, the galactic forces will come and pick up those who need to be taken off the planet for a period of time, secured in other places, space stations that have been prepared for this, and then brought back after the cleansing. I know what you're thinking. The cleansing does not sound like a pleasant time to be on earth. And it is not. And that is why Father told you, I will be with you. You are needed. And there are many in spirit who will hold you and help you stay connected. I am going to let your beloved Sananda speak to you about this cleansing. Open your heart. Feel the strength of my love, the absolute comfort that comes through me to you. Feel this, how no fear can exist with this heart full of this deep love and comfort, strength. This is what I ask of you, to be my emissaries, as you have heard the term soldiers of Christ, to be this for all of humanity, a beacon of hope, a beacon of strength that comes through with love and comfort. I will help you with this, for it is Christ energy that will come through you in this way. I will never abandon you, as the Father never abandoned me. But as the stories have been told about my lifetime as Jesus of Nazareth, you have heard of my doubt, of my times of praying, feeling that I had been abandoned, and yet the Comforter was always with me, reminding me, no, you are not alone. I am here. In my strength would return. I would once again stand tall and go forward, no matter what I had to face. But I did have my moments of weakness, and so shall you. What will help you during this time of cleansing is to stay connected not only to me, to Source, to your galactic families, but also to each other, so you are not going through this alone. You have within you right now the ability to strongly call in a right partner for you. And I know how many of you have been asking for this. It has been heard. We are working to bring you this. And if I may be honest, The problem has been that so many are broken that when they would have come to you, they would have been more work than would have been helpful. And it is simply by the activations that we did to awaken them to find you that started the healing process and the breaking down of all of the old, which has made it very hard, for it has also made them vulnerable to dark. Vulnerable. Now, as a gift to you, and the partner you need may not need to be a intimate relationship. It may be that, or it may be a partner to help you in your work. It may be a group of people who are there to help support you. So whatever it is that you need, this is what your soul should be calling out for. And as partners have come closer, your old wounds have activated, which has also delayed the process of connection. Your old wounds so much can't allow the pain, afraid to try again. And this has taken time. Or the shielding, where when even there has been at times, and we are telling you this, at times it has been very close, and you have locked up and not opened to it. It is not all your fault. What I am saying to you is that there has been so much between the coming together. For as soon as you sent out the signal, the desire, dark force have worked to create every wall and barrier, have triggered every vulnerability within each of you to try to keep you separate. We can help you with that now. You are ready. What I am asking of you is now, again, at this moment, for it is in the moment that power exists. It is only in the moment that power exists. Each and every one of you are seeking something in the way of support. Move your awareness to your heart center. Be aware of the seat of your soul, the channels that connect heart center to seat of soul at right of heart center, where together with your galactic family, we will activate the codes to bring you your right support. And you send out of your heart your strong intention And I will call forward many angels that will help you connect without interference. Do this at this moment. It has been done. You may expect support coming into your life in many miraculous ways. There is so much yet to be said, but I am going to allow Archangel Michael to speak with you, and I will stay close. As God's energy comes, and as you know, you have all been receiving God's energy and bringing in as much as you can hold, and also bringing it into the earth as much as you can channel or was the right amount for what was needed. But as this impact of God's energy knocks out all of the dark force satellites, please understand the chaos that will ensue. And this is what is the most difficult piece to speak to you about. The joy is the activations, the healing of the DNA, and the abilities you will now have that will supersede anything that you have even dreamed of. But the chaos will be difficult. As the intensity of the dark force grids continues, it is creating waves, very distorted waves that are affecting the minds of many and will cause much acting out as if one is mentally ill to the point of not being able to control self. And it is interesting that testing has already been done on your earth using you as specimens to test and see as frequency, and we're talking negative frequency, is increased, what kind of effect it has on a group of people, a certain demographic type. It has been all studied. It has been studied by your governments, for they are also afraid that as they allow the increasing, that there will be so much pandemonium that they will not be able to keep up with it, the chaos on your earth plane. And what is interesting is how this has been connected to the very strong programming that has come through your movies of the zombie apocalypse. And what this apocalypse is trying to portray is the losing of mind, the losing of control of mind, and being absolutely unable to function in a normal way, to the point of also, and this is very difficult for you to understand, also to be able to focus a group of people in a certain way to act out violently, to create chaos. This is all being tested, has been tested, and it is almost as if, and I find this fascinating to watch the game play out. It is almost as if the dark is trying to make more soldiers in the physical form for them, as you light beings activate in your physical forms. And we have seen these movies. They are frightening. It won't take much. That seed has been planted in all of the minds of humanity. It won't take much to spread that fear of these uncontrolled masses of people breaking in places for food, perhaps not brains, but food, needing to be fed without any feeling of what they are doing, that it is wrong. running over anyone to be fed. Now, as awful as this seems, the seeds within you that will quickly come into being can manifest food for many. The energy that will come through you can calm and balance the masses. You have that ability. It is not about running and hiding. It is about activating and doing what is asked of you at the time it is asked of you. I am being honest with you. There will be times as this shifting over of power occurs that it is safer for you to be away from large groups of people. You will be safe, but to see what goes on is very difficult for you to stay separate from. There is a gift that God has for all of you, and that is the gift of true protection, so that as chaos is erupting all around you, it is as if you are not even noticed. It is a vibration that holds you with so much protection and light that you are not even seen by those who have been activated to these lengths. You will be passed over. So do not fear. Do not fear. Everything has been thought of. But the masses will need help. Will need help leaving their bodies to safe places. Those that there will be so much healing that is needed. And there will be times of isolation. Understand this, isolation, where it is you connecting with all others, connecting up with all others from wherever you are to create the umbrellas of energy that will be sent to the masses to help them protect their souls, to help balance them. So important to help them leave, because they will be leaving. Many will leave. As that impact occurs, understand it's going to start to activate almost like a sequence, like there is a program that God has that has been set, and it is a sequence that will go off one after another, but yet it is not for us to tell you how and when, for that does not matter. What matters is this piece that we are telling you. When you see a piece activate, it is to connect up with all others, all other light beings throughout your planet, and send healing energy, protective energy to the souls, not being too much, not giving too much care to the bodies, but to the souls. And then, after each activation sequence, there will be many who leave, but there will be many who now are awake and are seeking help, seeking healing. And that is when you come out with who you are to help them. And then it may be go back in other words, separate, and then come out again. And you will be guided. This is the most important role you have at this time. Mother God would like to speak. You may have lost faith in yourselves, but I have never lost faith in you. I ask you to not lose faith in each other. You all have great potential. So much of your energy has been consumed just trying to survive on this planet. But the restoring will be the greatest joy you have ever experienced. Restoring each other back to health, back to wholeness, restoring your earth, and you will be joined by us after all of the darkness has been released from your earth. The loss that you are feeling is the loss of so many who are aligned with the dark. And we are still hopeful that as the sequence of events begins, and the awareness increases, they will see what needs to be done and seek out your help. Have compassion for them. Remember the love and how it affects. As long as there is a spark left within, the love of the divine coming through you can kindle that spark and create great change. I am asking you to be patient with each other. If the spark is there, do not turn away someone who truly is asking for help. It is so important that as many souls as possible are released, rescued, and brought back to safety. The way you have lived on this earth will change forever. And I know the illusion is so strong for you at this time it is hard for you to believe. The breaking up of the old that locks you into this mental bondage must be broken. And there is no easy way for this to be done. We all are working with as much care and compassion. We ask you to remember this. For the seeds that will come in, for the reseeding of the earth, for the healing of mankind, will be so beautiful, so fast. It will be awe-inspiring for all of you. All of the old hard ways of trying to elicit healing will shift once the darkness has been released, and the beauty will fill your hearts and souls. This is the promise. Hold strong to us throughout this period. And do not be confused as the old power tries to keep convincing you that they will never relinquish. They will have no choice, as we come now to rescue you and your earth. I send you my love. Send it out to all others. Coming back. First thing I see is Orland's shoes. That's nice and grounding.